like you made an effort, and that's very important because it affects the way your company looks, and that will affect the way the transaction goes. As I said, presenting a sensible open source strategy is part of your business model, whether you are a quote-unquote open source business or not, because if you're using open source assets, you need to show that you've thought about compliance and that you've taken it seriously. Okay, so here are some basic housekeeping tips. There's our friend Rosemary to help us. So here are some things that engineers should do in order to keep the lawyers from panicking, let's say that, and keep the investors from panicking too when they ask for the information. When you use some open source software, you download it from the web to use it, you should always hold on to the licensing terms. In other words, take the license file and file it somewhere, whether in paper or electronic form. You want an actual record of what license terms apply to the software when you started to use it. Now, we all know that if I download some piece of open source software, I may be able to go and check on the web and see what terms apply to it. But backtracking doesn't always work because open source projects actually sometimes change their licenses, and also there are sometimes discrepancies between what the project says their licensing terms are and what is actually in the download. I see a question here, what about just keeping a digital copy? Yeah, that's perfectly fine. Doesn't have to be in paper form. You just have to keep track. And so you grab the license file and you save it somewhere so that when you go back and you try to figure out what terms applied to the software, you know what they are.